Good morning, students. Today, I'm coming here to discuss one new lesson of biology. Lastly, we have discussed about the life processes. We have completed the explanation of the life processes, and I hope you understood the lesson. And still, if you have any confusion, you can discuss with me. You can message me, and you can ask me also. But today, I'm coming with a new lesson, that is lesson number 7, control and coordination. Okay. So before starting this lesson, I would like to tell you what is this, means what is control and coordination, why is it important for us, the things I want to discuss with you. So first of all, that from the word, I think you understand control and coordination, it means linking between the various organs and organ systems of our body. And as we are the multicellular organisms, definitely the various organs, there are so many organs in our body. So all these organs should be in contact. They should be linked with each other. Otherwise, their functioning will not be proper. All of you understand that, for example, in one society, if so many people are there, if they are not connected with each other, then they together cannot do anything. You also, when you are making one group, to do something. So all the members of the group should have connection with each other. You have to understand others. They also have to understand you. Then only you can do one work, like a teamwork. So this in our body also, these organs are doing like a teamwork. So they are performing various functions, and if they do not have the cooperation with each other, then they cannot perform well. So that is the that is only discussed here in this lesson, that how these various organs of our body are interlinked, how they are connected with each other, how they are cooperating with each other for various works. So that is explained here. That is the main thing, contents of this lesson. Okay. So before going to this lesson, we should know that control and coordination. So how does it occur in the human body? As it is discussed about the human body only, so I want to tell that one only, that this control, okay, control and coordination, it actually, it is of two types of control and coordination is observed in the human body. Not only human, most of the animals' body, two types of control and coordination it is observed. So number one, it is the physical control, physical process or physical control and coordination. Okay, one is the physical process, and another one is the chemical process, chemical coordination. Okay, another is the chemical process or chemical coordination. So two types of coordination we observe. Okay, one is physical coordination or physical process, another one is chemical coordination or chemical process. So what are these? We will discuss first. So first of all, as I said, the physical process or physical coordination. So for this physical coordination, physical coordination. Okay, so as I think the name, what does it represent? I think you are coming to know that it is a physical process. There is no chemical reaction or no chemical substance is involved in this process. Only it is physical. So the main part or main role is played for this process. It is the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system of our body, it is playing the main role in this physical coordination. So this nervous system, as I said, your nervous system. So definitely, I think you can guess that nervous system means it is a group of organs. Okay, group of system is group of organs. Okay, so many organs are there which are connected to each other and which are helping the human body to connect various organs with each other. They are controlling the functioning of the various organs, as well as they are coordinating them. That means they are relating them with each other. So this group of organs, what are the groups? What are the groups, or what are the organs that are involved in the nervous system, that we will discuss first. So firstly, these three main groups we are observing. One is the central nervous system. Okay, and second one is the peripheral nervous system, and third one is the autonomous nervous system. So what I told, firstly the central nervous system, secondly the peripheral nervous system, and thirdly the autonomous nervous system. So what are they? We will discuss one by one. So firstly, I want to discuss about the central nervous system. So before starting this explanation of this central nervous system, you have to know the main part of the nervous system, or the functional unit of the nervous system. Okay, so before going to this whole system, basic knowledge we should have. So that is what I want to tell you, that the structural and functional unit, structural and functional unit of a nervous system. Okay, nervous system. So what is that? That is a nerve cell. Okay, this one we'll discuss later. Okay, one nerve cell. So what is the nerve cell? Commonly it is said as the neuron. I think you know, in junior classes you have learned about this. So the nerve cell is commonly said as the neuron. So firstly, before starting the explanation or the proper discussion about these three types of nervous system, I want to tell you about the basic of this nervous system, and that is the nerve cell or neuron. So what is the structure of a neuron? So I think from junior classes you have learned. So one neuron is looking like this. I'm roughly drawing the neuron. Okay, I'm roughly drawing the neuron. In class 8 also you have learned, 7 also you have learned, 9 also you got. So this about neuron you have the idea, but then also I want to remind you. I have drawn this figure. Okay, so this is one neuron, one basic structure of a neuron. Okay, so here you see you are observing two main parts. One is this one, this big part. Okay, and one is this tail part, as well as these hair-like structures. So this big part, the main part, it is said as the what? Do you know? It is said as the head region. Okay, is the head region. And this long tail-like structure and this short hair-like structures, they are said as nerve fibers. Oh, sorry, nerve processes. I'm sorry, nerve processes. Okay, so one neuron or one nerve cell. This is one neuron. Okay. One neuron. It contains two main parts. One is the head region and one is the nerve processes. So this head region contains the bigger part, the larger part of the nerve cell. This is the head region, which contains the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Okay, because it is a cell, definitely one nucleus should be there. So this is the nucleus of the nerve cell or neuron. Nerve cell is simply commonly said as a neuron. So this is the nucleus of the neuron. This is the head region. And from the head region, you are looking that two types of hair-like structures are coming. One is the long one, this is, and some of them are the short hair-like structures. So these two are said as the nerve processes. So these nerve processes are of two types. Already I told you, some of them are short hair-like and one is the long one. So this long tail-like structure is said as the axon. And these short hair-like structures which are present, they are said as the dendrites. They are the dendrites. Okay. So this is the basic structure of a nerve cell. As you know that you have the knowledge about this nerve cell. Then also I'm repeating it, reminding you that one nerve cell or neuron, it is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. One nerve cell or neuron has two main parts. One is the head region and one is the nerve processes. So head region is the big part, largest part of the cell, which is having the nucleus in it, and the nerve processes are connected, or they appears from this part. So these nerve processes are the hair-like structures that comes out from the head region of the nerve cell, and they are of two types. One is the long tail-like structure, that is the axon, and some of them are short hair-like structures that are the dendrites. So axon is only one axon is there, and dendrites more than one, maybe 2, 3, 4 more than that. So that is axon and dendrite. Now in the examination, sometimes the difference between axon and dendrite is also coming. So that also I want to point out. So axon and dendrite, the difference, if it is coming to write the difference between the axon and dendrite, then what you will write, that also I want to say you. So firstly, I think you have observed that axon is only one. It is only one in number. Okay. Then this is dendrite more than one. So I'm writing roughly. Okay, don't write as I am writing. Don't write like this. I'm just roughly I'm writing more than one. Okay. So this what the differences I am writing only rough. I am giving you the outline only. You have to compose this answer, and just roughly I am telling you the main points. Okay. So like this you don't write in the exam. Secondly, so this axon is a long tail-like structure. Okay, tail-like structure, where dendrites are short hair-like structures. Okay, hair-like structures. This is the second point you can write. Thirdly, you see this axon is actually taking the nerve impulses out of the cell. So we will discuss later on what is the function of this neuron. So actually this neuron is carrying the nerve impulses from one region of the body to another region. So while it is carrying the impulses, at that time, what happens? The new impulses which are produced somewhere, so they are brought to the cell by the dendrites, and from the cell they are carried out of the cell to the next one by the axon. That means these neurons are arranged like this, that one neuron is this one, then another neuron is there, then another neuron. Like this, they are making the nerve fibers, okay, nerve fibers, or you can simply say the nerves. So when this impulse is produced, so that impulse at first goes into one cell, then through that cell it is going out, then it is going to the next cell, then after coming out from the next cell, it is going to the third cell. Like this, it is continued from one to another. So at that time, these nerve impulses are accepted, or they are brought inside the neuron by these dendrites. And from the neuron, they are carried out by this axon. So that you can write as a difference, that axon carries the nerve impulses out of the cell, where dendrites, what they are doing, they are bringing them in. So they carry the nerve impulses into the cell. They carry them in, where axon, they carry them out. So that is the difference between axon and dendrite. So that is about the neuron. So that is the basic knowledge about the neuron you have to know. Now we can go to the next part. So now we will discuss about the central nervous system. I told you 3 types of nervous system is there. So first one is the central nervous system. So that we will discuss now. Okay. I think you have gathered some knowledge about this neuron. Okay. And already I told you in the nervous system, these neurons are arranged one by one another. So like a thread. So that thread-like structure is said commonly as the nerve, or you can say the nerve fiber. So one nerve fiber is made up of many neurons. So many neurons, they get together. They are arranged one by one to make one nerve fiber. So these nerve fiber are also 3 types of nerve fibers we are getting. One is the motor nerve, one is the sensory nerve, and one is the relay nerve. So that also I want to tell you that what is a nerve fiber, or commonly nerve fiber, or simply we say the nerve. So this word, I think it is very common for you. So this nerve means, what does it mean? It means that so many neurons, when they are arranged one by one another like this, so these are the neurons, when they are arranged one by another to make like a thread-like structure, that is called as a nerve fiber or nerve, commonly said nerve. So it is of 3 types, depending upon their function. It is of 3 types. One is the motor nerve. Firstly, I can say the sensory nerve. Okay, first one is the sensory nerve. Sensory nerve. Okay. Number 2 is the motor nerve. Motor nerve. And third one is the relay nerve. Relay nerve. So what are they? I'm telling you. So sensory nerve, it is what it is doing. So it brings the various informations from the sense organ to the brain. Okay, from the sense organ to the brain. So for example, in your hand, one mosquito is biting. So about that information, that means mosquito is biting you, that information is brought from that point, that means where it is biting, from that point to the brain by this sensory nerve. So sensory nerve gives us the sense. It makes the brain aware about various incidents which is going on outside our body, or maybe inside our body. So all these informations are brought to the brain through the sensory nerves. So what can you say? That sensory nerves are those nerves which are bringing the various informations from the sense organ to the brain. As for example, I'm looking some beautiful thing I am looking, one beautiful flower I am looking, or one beautiful picture I am looking, or one beautiful scenery I am looking. So then how can I say that this is a beautiful one? Because my eyes are looking that picture or scenery or that flower, then that information is brought to the brain. So eye is the sense organ. Okay, my eyes get excited, or nerve impulses are produced in my eyes because of the scenery, or because of the picture, or because of that something what I am looking. So that information is brought to the brain by the sensory nerves. Okay, so then second one, that is the motor nerve. So what they are doing, so what our brain thinks. Okay, so I think that I have to say that I have to ask one question to you. I am thinking about that. I have to ask one question to you. So then my brain is giving instruction to my lips that ask that question. Then only my lips will ask that question, because the question will be pronounced or that question will be said by my lips only. So brain gives the information, brain gives the instruction to my lips to ask the question. So at that time, these motor nerves are carrying that information from the brain to the target organ. Okay, target organ means which organ will work that, which organ will perform that function. That is the target organ. And what brain thinks, it is brought, that instructions or that informations are brought to the target organ by the motor nerves. Like for example, another one example I want to tell you that as I said you that here the mosquito was biting. So mosquito was biting, the brain came to know about this biting of the mosquito through the sensory nerves. After that, brain what decides that to kill the mosquito. So then the brain will give instruction to the other hand that go and kill that mosquito. At that time, that information, that instruction will be carried to the other hand by the motor nerves. Now I think you understood. So then another one is the relay nerve. So relay nerves are what? So they are actually relating this sensory nerves with the motor nerves. So sensory nerves gives the brings the information, then through the brain or sometimes through the spinal cord also. Later on we'll discuss about that. So sensory nerves is bringing the information to the brain or to the spinal cord, and through the brain or through the spinal cord, these informations are brought to the motor nerves. Okay, through the brain. But who brings it? Through the brain it is going. I think you can understand. Or through the spinal cord it is going to the motor nerves. But who is relating them? So for that also another nerve is there, and that is the relay nerve. So relay nerve is communicating in between the motor nerve and the sensory nerve. So I think it becomes clear to you about these various types of nerves. So now we can go to the central nervous system, about the nervous system, central nervous system. So this central nervous system, it contains mainly two parts, no, three parts. Number one, it is the brain. Okay. So number two, that is the spinal cord. The second brain we can say, spinal cord. And number three, that is the cranial nerves. Cranial nerves. So what are they? I want to tell you. So what is brain? I think you understand. So brain, it is located in the head. So brain contains three main parts. One is the forebrain, then second one is the midbrain, and third one is the hindbrain. So this forebrain, that is said as a cerebellum. The forebrain is said as the cerebellum. Cerebellum. Okay. Then midbrain is the cerebrum. Okay. Second one is the cerebrum. And third one is the medulla oblongata. Okay. Medulla oblongata. Okay. I'm sorry. First one is the cerebrum. Sorry, I'm sorry. The forebrain is the cerebrum, not cerebellum. I'm sorry. The forebrain is the cerebrum. Cerebrum, or you can say the forebrain. Forebrain. Okay. Then second one is the cerebellum. Cerebellum. You can say the midbrain. And third one is the medulla oblongata. So that is the hindbrain. So here you see this cerebrum. This part, what it is doing, This cerebrum is responsible for various types of thinking, that we are thinking, dreaming, our memory. So everything is controlled by the forebrain, or that is the cerebrum. This cerebellum or the midbrain, it is balancing our body, or it is giving the posture to our body. And thirdly, the medulla oblongata, that is the hindbrain. So it is controlling all the, means various nervous activities that may be spontaneous, or you can say the means which cannot be controlled by our will, that also, and which can be controlled by our will, that also. That means both type of movements, both type of nervous actions that are controlled by the medulla oblongata. As in the muscular tissue, three types of muscular tissue you got. One was the cardiac muscle, then voluntary muscle and involuntary muscle. So voluntary muscle, the works of the voluntary muscle can be controlled by the will. Involuntary muscles cannot be controlled by the will. And cardiac muscle, the whole life they are contracting and relaxing. That three types of muscles are there. So all these muscular actions, muscular activities are controlled by the medulla oblongata. That is the nervous system is controlled by the medulla. And this medulla oblongata or the hindbrain is present in the backside of our head. Okay, so this our brain is categorized into three parts. One is the cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. So what is their function? That also I told. I am going to repeat again. So this cerebrum is responsible for our memory, our dream, our innovative ideas. So all these innovative ideas also it is produced in the cerebrum part of our brain. Secondly, the cerebellum, it is balancing our body. So it is holding our body without falling. Okay, so that is that balance, it is maintained by the cerebellum, and body posture is also maintained by the cerebellum. So that is the midbrain. And thirdly, all these nervous activities, they may be voluntary, maybe involuntary. So both of them are controlled by the medulla oblongata. So that is the third one. So that things are there. Then spinal cord. Spinal cord means what? From the brain, this is the brain. From the brain, in the backside of the brain, along with our vertebrata, that means backbone. Along with the backbone, one another main nerve is coming out, and that is called a spinal cord. So this spinal cord is very powerful. It is controlling some works. Okay, so that is why it is also said as a second brain. Okay, it can be said as a second brain also, because it is performing so many works that actually should be performed by the brain. Okay, so it is giving the relief to the brain. So it is performing, or it is controlling so many works by which it is giving relief to the brain. So we can say this spinal cord as the second brain. So about spinal cord, more things are there. We will discuss these things later on. Then after the cranial nerves, so there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves in our body. So they are coming from the medulla oblongata part along with the spinal cord. Okay, like this, some short 12 pairs. 12 pairs means this side 12, this side 12. So total 12 pairs means 24. 24 nerves are coming out from the hindbrain along with the spinal cord. So they are said as the cranial nerves. So all these three, brain, spinal cord, and cranial nerves, all these three together forms the central nervous system. So this system is controlling, I think now you understood that it is controlling the almost all activities of our body, because brain is controlling these three things. Already I told you what they are doing. Spinal cord is controlling some other works like reflex action. We'll discuss about reflex action later on. So about that, spinal cord is controlling, and cranial nerves are also controlling so many other activities. Okay, so all these three together forms the central nervous system. So these things I explained today. I hope you understood. I want to repeat again. that today we have discussed about control and coordination. So there are two types of control and coordination in our body. One is the physical control or physical coordination. Another one is the chemical coordination. Then we discussed that the physical coordination is the main part is played by the nervous system. Okay, so nervous system is containing so many groups of organs. That is nervous system. It is a group of organs, so it is made up of so many organs. So this nervous system of our body is classified into three main categories. One is the CNS, that means central nervous system. Second was the PNS, peripheral nervous system, and third one is the ANS, that means autonomous nervous system. So after that, we discuss the structural and functional unit of the nervous system, that is the nerve cell or neuron. So the structure of the neuron we discussed. So it contains two main parts, head region and the nerve processes. Head region is the bigger one, which contains the nucleus. Nerve processes two types, axon and dendrite. So axon and dendrite, there are differences also we discussed. Okay, so what axon does, what dendrite does, what is the difference? That also we discussed. After that, we discuss the nerve fiber. About the nerve fiber, we discuss, or commonly we see the nerve. So there are mainly three types of nerves. One is the sensory nerve, motor nerve, and relay nerve. So what is the sensory nerve? I explained motor nerve also. So I think you understood. If you still you are not understanding, you let me know later on. Then after, we discuss about the central nervous system, which is made up of three main components: the brain, the spinal cord, and the cranial nerves. So this brain, it is the major organ of our body, so which is classified or categorized into three main parts. One is the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. So forebrain is also said as the cerebrum. So this part is controlling our emotions, our feelings, our thinkings, our dreams, our innovative ideas. All these things are maintained, or they are controlled by the cerebrum part, forebrain part. Then we discuss about the cerebellum part. It is maintaining our body balance as well as the that one, body posture. Then medulla oblongata, the third part, it is controlling all our voluntary and involuntary actions. So these things we discussed today. In my next class, I will discuss more things. Okay, I will complete the explanation of these other parts. Just now I told you that only central nervous system we discussed, then peripheral nervous system, autonomous nervous system. These things we have to discuss. Again, we have to discuss about the reflex axon, reflex arc. These things we have to discuss. Then about tropism also, we have to, so many things are there left. So for today, this is sufficient. And I hope you understood. And if you did not understand, then you let me know. In my next class, you will ask me what you did not understood and what you understood now. So all these things you note down on your copy. Okay. And at last, I want to tell you that now I am not live. So this video I have recorded previous, and today I am playing only because I am busy in some other works today. That is why I am not able to come in live. So in my next class, I will try to come live. Okay, so that's for today. Thank you and have a good day.